Hello and good morning to all the students. Welcome back to this class. Today we are here with the topic reported speech. And under this topic we would be learning about some of the concept, rules and examples and exceptions about reported speech. So generally when we say reported speech, we mean that the way or the manner we convey the words of the speaker. Now if you are conveying the words of the speaker, it becomes direct speech, and if you are narrating the words of the speaker, it becomes indirect speech. Now today we are going to learn the basics about reported speech. So let's now get started with the class. Now definition. Reported speech is often also called indirect speech. When we use reported speech, we are usually talking about the past, because obviously the person who spoke originally spoke in the past. Now some examples of direct speech and indirect speech. Now here we have to pay attention about some of the rules. Like when you see here, direct speech sentence is I have chicken pox, and this sentence is under inverted commas. But when it comes to indirect speech, there is no inverted commas. Inverted commas are removed. Now I have chicken pox. She says he has chicken pox. This is using a present simple reported verb. Now and another example could be Maria, Laura was ill. Direct speech. Now when we change into indirect speech, Maria said that Laura had been ill. Now this is using a past simple reported verb. So in the direct speech, the verb and the pronouns and the nouns also change according to the rules. Now in the direct speech, I am going to the cinema. So when it comes to indirect speech, see here, I am going to the cinema in direct speech. I pronoun is changed into he, and am is changed into was, and the verb remains the same because this is a present continuous tense. So this change into past continuous change in indirect speech. So as per the rules, nouns and pronouns and the adjectives change in reported speech when we change direct speech to indirect speech. Now let's see to the basic tense chart. The tenses generally move backwards in this way. The tense on the left changes to the tense on the right. Now for example, present simple changes into past simple. For example, I am a teacher. And when it comes to past simple, he said he was a teacher. Now am changes into was. Present continuous changes into past continuous tense. For example, I am having lunch with my parents. He said he was having lunch with his parents. Present perfect simple tense changes into past perfect simple. Like for example, I have been to France 3 times. He said he had been to France 3 times. See here, the helping verbs are changed and the pronouns also are changed with the changes of tense. Now present perfect continuous change into past perfect continuous tense. Like for example, I have been working very hard. He said that he had been working very hard. Past simple changes into past perfect. I bought a new car. He said he had bought a new car. Past continuous change into past perfect continuous tense. Like it was raining earlier. He said it had been raining earlier. Now sometimes past perfect remains as past perfect. There is no change. When a sentence is in past perfect, It remains the same in the indirect speech also. Like, the play had started when I arrived. He said the play had started when he arrived. He said the play had started when I arrived. No change. So sentences are not changed. It remains the same. Now, past perfect continuous change into past perfect continuous. There is no change. Like, I had already been living in London for 5 years. He said he had already been living in London for 5 years. Other verb forms also sometimes change. For example, these are the models. And how do the models change? The present tense models will change into past tense models. Like, will changes into would. For example, I'll come and see you soon. When it comes to indirect speech, he said he would come and see me soon. So will changes into would. Can changes into could. For example, I can swim underwater for 2 minutes. He said he could swim underwater for 2 minutes. Must changes into had to. All tickets must be bought in advance. He said that all tickets had to be bought in advance. Now, things are slightly more complicated with imperative sentences. For example, positive imperative, tell plus infinitive. Shut up. Positive imperative sentences are like shut up. When we change it into indirect speech, we change as he told me to shut up. Now, negative imperative sentences like don't do that again. When we change it into indirect speech, he told me not to do it again. Now, imperatives as request. When there are sentences of imperative sentences as request, please give me some money. And when we have to change it into indirect speech, we say he asked me to give him some money. Now, as you know, time and place changes. Like, now changes into then, today changes into that day, here changes into there, this into that, and this week into that week. And tomorrow into the following day, or the next day, or the day after. Next week changes into the following week or the next